I'm coming here today to fight against Oleg Zhokh.
Luka, I'm excited for the challenge.
It will be one of the greatest match of the night.
After the challenge, I will still be champion.
It is time for the new generation.
It's too soon for you.
I hope you don't get injured.
Luka, it's time to fight.
Oleg, I will show you what I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Batumi, Georgia. You are watching East versus West 25, and it is about to get bumpy as we go into our next match of the night, which will be a world title match. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the left arm at 85 kilograms, the welterweight division for the championship of the world. Two phenomenal athletes representing Georgia and representing Ukraine will collide to decide who leaves Batumi as the champion. I'd like to welcome firstly the challenger now making his way into the arena and to the table. He hails from and is very proudly representing Georgia. He is a multiple and reigning Georgian national champion, EAF champion, and WAF champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Luka Tsinadze. Georgia's own Luka Tsinadze waits at the table for the introduction now of this man. He hails from and is proudly representing his home nation of Ukraine. He is a multiple Ukrainian national champion, multiple European and world arm wrestling champion, and is universally regarded as the greatest left-hand middleweight of all time. He is also the reigning and defending East versus West welterweight champion of the world, Oleg Zhokh.
Here we go. Here's a big one. Here's a big one.
World
world title, left arm.
Welterweight.
The legendary Oleg Zhokh. Yeah. And I remember that this guy was right at the very top of the world, like no weight category, best in the world. Absolute mutant for the sport, absolute hellboy. 85 kilo is his class, so he says. I think we can all agree that Luka Tsinadze is a solid threat. 4 years in the sport, coming from background in swimming, #1 swimmer in Georgia for some time, switched into arm wrestling, and he is making waves. 2 years ago.
He's making waves.
Yeah,
he's making waves.
Definitely making waves. 2 years ago, it was close. Now, 6 weeks after he broke his right arm.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 months.
We got a match
Whenever
now.
it was European Championship, that was in May, at the end of the May. So, yeah, Luka Tsinadze broke his right arm.
So much to learn from this start,
And he
guys.
said his left got much stronger because of it, like it usually happens.
Kind of the story, who has progressed the most in that 2-year period?
Yeah.
Luka Tsinadze, you feel, could have progressed massively. He's only
Look
4 years
like-
into his arm wrestling journey, and yet Oleg Zhokh has been on such an incredible, tragic journey. But his recovery to his full final form, he feels is complete, and that's what sets up this engaging encounter. World title match, East versus West 25, best of 7, Georgia, Luka Tsinadze, Oleg Zhokh of Ukraine. Here we go.
Look at the hand.
Look at the hand. Of
Look
Oleg.
at how difficult it is to grip with Oleg. His structure, any division is difficult. At 85 is an absolute nightmare.
Listen to that crowd and the support for Luka Tsinadze. They know what they've got here. This is a special kid, and they are rallying behind this man. Is he the man who can take the title from one of the most dominant arm wrestlers the sport has ever seen?
Don't move.
Taking the grip, hands are getting closed. Ooh, a little too early. One warning from Oleg Zhokh. Luka Tsinadze is very focused. I still like, that was the loudest we have heard the crowd today when Luka was walking out.
My personal opinion, when it comes to pound for pound, Oleg Zhokh is the highest level that I have ever seen.
Don't move.
Left hand, in my opinion,
In
the
his
most
prime,
difficult.
I would think so, for sure.
Down come the
Oleg
hand.
Zhokh, Luka Tsinadze,
Go.
and he gets a slip. One elbow foul for Luka Tsinadze. Oleg was trying to hold on to him. Luka knows, like, you don't want to hold on to Oleg at all. You need the strap, and then I want to see what is the game plan for Luka Tsinadze, because we know he's another countryman, but Kilioniani is one of the few guys that actually has beaten Oleg in a super
I need
match
to rotate you.
closer to his
Rotate
weight
a
class.
little
So
Don't
ready
move.
for the go,
Go.
and
Not
second
bad.
elbow foul, second elbow
Hey,
foul
but
for
that
Luka.
looked pretty
That's a win
good.
for Oleg Zhokh.
That looked pretty good, in my opinion. I thought Luka had actually a pretty excellent position there until the foul.
I think he's doing too much. Again, I just don't see beating Oleg Zhokh outside the strap. I just
know,
don't see that happening.
What I saw that wrist buckling a little bit. I saw the climb occurring. Look at that slip. That looked pretty favorable. He's clamping down on that thumb. I thought that was pretty good for Luka. And you could tell with his celebration afterwards, I think he was pretty happy about it, other than obviously the elbow foul.
For sure.
But I think he can think that that's a pretty good success when we're looking at a 4 out of 7.
I feel like it's just a little more damage he takes on his hand, worse it gets, because the hardest part about arm wrestling Oleg Zhokh is holding on to that hand, and he makes you hold on. He just rolls out, and dealing with all that mass is so incredibly hard.
There are little wins with any arm wrestling match, and sometimes I've got to agree with what Devon was saying there. Luka really celebrating it, and I think the reason for that is he may feel that he did enough there to get Oleg Zhokh guessing and to keep him off his A game. Worrying a little bit about what he does, could just put the brakes on and could give him a chink of daylight, which Tsinadze is probably the faster arm wrestler. May not be the stronger arm wrestler, definitely the most powerful, and we will see what happens here. If he can start to accelerate. Strangely, he was trying to outreach Oleg on that first start, and that's remarkable. I agree with Ray. When I looked at this match on paper, I thought this would be all about the strap. Will it? We will see.
Imagine Luka right now hits a deep hook. No one expects him to do.
Go.
He doesn't top roll. No, goes for top roll. Finally, we have a strap.
Had to nail the elbow down there, and in doing so, couldn't come forward at all, and he did lose the hand and wrist, but I kind of think that was planned.
It's pretty. I gotta say, it's pretty hardcore going for a world title in your left arm when your right is still in bandages.
But Luka said he feels stronger on his left since he broke his right, and he didn't know the arm was broken for almost a month.
That's amazing.
And on his fun facts, he wrote down, "I make orthopedic surgeons financially stable."
Wonderful.
That is wild when you're you're a dude who's got a pain threshold where you don't even know the arm is broken for a month. That's pretty awesome. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna know.
Let's see what Luka Tsinadze has prepared for Oleg Zhokh.
Big reality check incoming. Zhokh has so much into the hand and wrist, and you feel like Oleg there is containing. I think he could do much more, but he's choosing not to. And how much inexperience shown there by Luka Tsinadze.
Yeah.
He was chasing shadows there, didn't have anything like the purchase he needed.
No, just sitting on a half-bent wrist, and Oleg's just letting it bleed, and Luka makes a good decision to get that reset.
The natural mass that you see from Oleg, you've got to experience it. Unless you've gripped this guy up, you can't really understand how it feels. It is horrendous.
Yes, his hand has been put together, and it's really weird.
Go!
It's very hard and difficult to pull him.
Luka has nothing.
No.
Hand is totally and utterly sacrificed there. And he's got no purchase. Needs much more on the wrist. And you can see that Oleg is staying on that line. He's not going to extend. He's not going to move backwards or forward. Just going to roll in, roll out. Bleed, bleed, bleed.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Hand is not yet gone. He's still kind of keeping it flat, but pronation is slowly failing. Oleg is in full control on this match.
I don't know if he had many angles there to work with. I don't know if he had any wrist, really. I think he's just forcing in a poor position. I think he got his cup taken really early, and Zhokh didn't overextend. He stayed pretty balanced until all the pieces were gone, and a lot of dominance, 85 kilo. It's tough to beat Oleg Zhokh.
Yeah, last time Oleg had a match was versus Tuomas Rosas. Tuomas was super prepared. Like, we train really hard. We try to mimic the hand of Oleg Zhokh. We try to work on all those things. And yet he said, he's like, I don't think it feels so difficult until you grab it. And he's like, it felt like I couldn't get nothing all the time. And Tuomas has one of the best hands in the 85 welterweight class that we know of. And we're seeing the same scenario with Luka Tsinadze, where he can get enough supination, enough contact on his arm, where Oleg kind of just keeps him flat. You can't really supinate him, can't press down on his pronation. Maybe you go for a flop wrist press, but even then, like, you kind of have to get your shoulder behind. You have to be a specialist at it. And I know Luka is very good with his hands, so it's very hard to fight without the hand when you don't have it.
Yeah, this is a puzzle to solve. It really is. I mean, all the fundamental checks you want to do, you need to have grip, you need to have leverage. You are denied that when you pull this man.
Yeah.
Ominously, he says he's back to his best. He feels like he's right there. And if that is the case, and it may well be, he is a force of nature, something different.
Yes.
He's been so dominant in this class for so long. I think I won't be surprised if he starts taking challenges again up the divisions. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. And I do feel like it looks like Oleg is definitely getting better and better and better. Even in WAF Worlds, like last year, I think he stepped up to 90 kilo class. He didn't do well in Europeans. He did lose matches and didn't place, I think, on a podium, or maybe that was. Oh, I think I'm mixing things up right now.
I was very excited to see what Luka Tsinadze could bring to this, and whether he could get to a similar spot that we saw Betkili Oniani, where he could get the brakes on and force a separation, force some kind of opportunity there. The answer to that question has been emphatic.
No.
And at this stage, not close. What has he got left? He's running out of time. He's running out of options. A little better there. Little more purchase there. Little better from Luka Tsinadze. But again, you can see that he's sacrificing more than he's winning. And I don't think Oleg Zhokh is in any way stressed there. He's just damage limitation. He's riding the punch.
Absolute control. Luka Tsinadze is like... feel like Oleg just takes away all your weapons. You just don't have anything. You really, like, you can't apply any of your strengths because you just can't access them.
And the more power you put in attacking,
Don't move. Rotate
the
to
more
the-
ferocity you
Don't
put in the
move.
attack,
No.
the more damage you're going to do to yourself. Oh my word, that is absolute dominance in the hand and wrist from Oleg Zhokh, and he did that damage in the early round, and now it's just putting on a show, really. He's completely decimated Luka's arm, and Luka needs to dust down and walk away. Don't damage yourself here, because he's been given a lesson.
Yeah. 3-0, one more round. This is best of 7. We're seeing very similar scenario as we saw in lightweight class, where Daniel Prokopchuk was absolutely dominant versus Vachagan Hovhannisyan. Yeah.
You gotta look back at that, and the moment after, as we see the replay, and total dominance there from Oleg Zhokh in this weight division against someone who's such a savage in Luka Tsinadze, and yet we saw Daniel Prokopchuk get up there on the stage after his victory and call him out.
Did Daniel call out
Oleg Zhokh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oleg sat at the side of the stage watching the match. Daniel clocked him in the audience and immediately set into him and called him out for a match.
Really?
That's the level of confidence our lightweight East versus West champion of the world brings to
He
the
wants to
table.
do it one more time. They did it last time. I think was it in Georgia? Was it in Georgia, in
might have
Tbilisi?
been.
I think it was in
might have
Tbilisi,
been.
yeah. And
And it was relatively dominant for Oleg.
yes, but it wasn't easy. Let's say how it is. Daniel Prokopchuk just, again, had no hand control. That's what happens when you pull Oleg Zhokh. It's so hard to deal with just the size of that hand.
I think, you know, we just have to understand that Oleg is a complete anomaly. He's kind of a one of, and
You spoke about him on the Joe Rogan.
I did, yeah. He's such a freak, right? I mean, if there was ever a Hellboy, he is probably our prime example. We have a lot of them in the sport.
There's a few.
Yeah,
but he's the most successful.
he's the most.
by a
But to be
mile.
as strong as you look,
He's the one who's really gone the furthest, and he's just about to defend his world title here one more time.
Yeah. And to think this is
Total dominance, total control.
Yeah.
He's just testing him now, it looks like.
you feel sorry for Luka Tsinadze, because he's treading a dark path that has been trodden by so many athletes before him, and some a lot bigger than that, and they've all run into the same issues, the same problems, and despite the fact that he couldn't try any harder, he's just literally banging his head against a brick wall here. He doesn't have anything to work with.
Oleg just playing with him. Wow. What a champion, Oleg Zhokh.
amazing. It's going to be almost impossible to beat this guy at 85 kilos. Oleg Zhokh defends this title one more time, undefeated at 85 kilo class, the welterweight class, versus young, talented Luka Tsinadze. We have seen this face before. Everyone who faces Oleg Zhokh, they feel a bit of existential doom. There's nothing really you can do. The guy is so uncomfortable to arm wrestle with. He's doing it so good. He's been doing it so long that it feels like he's been doing it forever. And yet this is in some way and shape past his prime. We're gonna go to the award ceremony on the stage. Devin Larratt is there. Neil Pickup for the post-match interview with still the reigning champion, Oleg Zhokh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were in the press conference yesterday at the Grand Bellagio Hotel, and our champion, who is still the champion of the world, told everyone that he wanted to show that there are levels to this game. Statement made. Let's put the belt around the waist of this man. He is still the East versus West champion of the world, Oleg Zhokh. Oleg, wonderful masterclass of dominance there in defense of your world title. It never looked under threat in any way. You face tonight a young rising star of the sport who many people, including myself, were excited to see whether he could test you. You told us it would not be possible and you were back to your best. What's going through your mind now after a performance as dominant as the one we just saw?
Абсолютная доминация за столом. Как ты нам и вчера говорил, то, что ты покажешь уровни за столом. И после матча, когда многие думали, то, что такой молодой соперник будет для тебя тяжелым, ты показал вновь то, что ты все еще непобедим. Как ты себя чувствуешь? О чем мысли после такого матча?
Ну, я спочатку трошки переживав за цей поєдинок. Вони мене там настрашили, що він дуже сильний, що він мене виграє, але ж я готувався і все було під моїм контролем. Україна перемогла.
I was really nervous at first. I was thinking about the match. I was really nervous about it. I thought, oh, he's so strong. I might lose this one. But I trained hard, and victory is still with me. Victory is still with Ukraine.
Now, standing just behind us is No Limits, Devon Larratt, a man who you have had previous experience with on the left arm in a time when you were a remarkably dominant athlete regardless of weight class. And only a couple of months ago, Devon was on the Joe Rogan Experience and he spoke about you as one of the most unique and exceptional talents that the sport of arm wrestling has ever seen. Were you aware of that and how did that make you feel?
Девон, с которым у тебя был опыт бороться не так давно, во время, когда ты доминировал над всеми в левой руке, неважно от веса. Не так давно Девон был на подкасте, пару месяцев назад, и там он упомянул, насколько ты был невероятен, как армрестлер, вне зависимости от веса. Знал ли ты это?
Так, я був на тій конференції, він це говорив, він на попередній також це говорив, коли він боровся, напевно, ще перед тим, як він боровся з Віталієм. Я все це роблю для того, щоб перемогти максимум скільки категорій зможу, там 95 в мене в планах наступно перемогти. Ну і на фіналі зустрітися з Девоном, окей?
I remember that, yeah, and I remember the press conference as well when Devon was pulling Vitaly and he was talking about as well. I'll still keep moving forward. The 95 is the goal, then up, and he will be the final test.
Дякую всім за підтримку.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Now, lastly, before we let you go, I'm sure that everybody at home wants to know. We heard earlier tonight Daniel Prokopchuk come on the stage and call you out, ask for a rematch. He would be moving up in weight class from the 77 kilo division. Regardless of that, what is your aspiration? Devon again tonight spoke about the fact that he expects that you'll probably go looking for challenges in higher weight classes. Is that something you are going to pursue?
Вот Даниэль после своего матча тоже поднялся, заявив то, что он будет подниматься с 77, чтобы попробовать с тобой еще раз. У тебя какие соперники? Да. Какие у тебя мысли, какие соперники? Девон упоминал то, что он от тебя ожидает веса повыше.
Я можу виграти Даніеля прямо зараз, якщо він вийде, якщо це треба. Це не складає мені ніякого труда, бо в мене є там плани посерйозніше.
Можна на ухо сказати по-русски? Не услышал.
Я можу виграти Даніеля прямо зараз, это не будет никакого труда не составит мне. А у меня есть планы посерьезнее, вон стоит Девон.
Like, I can beat Daniel right now, like right here. That wouldn't be an issue. Like, I have much bigger plans, much grander plans than this.
Devon Larratt, you've got such a long list of people that want to bite a piece out of you.
Listen, Oleg is so awesome. At 85 kilo, I don't think anybody's beating him. He's gonna have to come up. There's no way anybody's beating him at 85 kilo. Is there anybody left-handed who can touch this dude at 85? Please step forward. You gotta go up. You gotta go up.
He's just saying he's the first in the list for the match against yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that Oleg will get people to accept that challenge anywhere.
Smaller step by step, I come to you, Devon. Step by step.
He can get matches wherever he needs, and I'm sure he's equal to them. But tonight, a successful defense, a dominant defense of the world title. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive round of applause to an exceptional talent, Oleg Zhokh of Ukraine.
Let's take a look at this dominant performance by Oleg Zhokh versus young Luka Tsinadze, and we can see in the face of Luka, I feel like this is it's such a bad position to be in arm wrestling, where you feel like you cannot really do anything. The guy is taking away all your power. Just look at the size of Oleg Zhokh's hand. Like, this guy will dominate 85 kilo class until, I don't know, until he probably moves on. I don't know if anyone can beat him at this weight, and probably soon enough he might be able to contest the best guys at 95 kilo class. So you will see Oleg Zhokh probably moving up in weight very, very soon, but right now looking very dominant versus hometown favorite Luka Tsinadze. Young boy has a lot of things to learn in arm wrestling.